Troy, thank you. There are more than 200,000 people living with Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia, and that's in Michigan. That's according to the Alzheimer's Association. That's why we brought in Debbie with the Dorothy and Peter Brown Jewish Community Adult Day program. She's here now with more details about an event that you guys are having later today.
The event is actually on Wednesday,
Okay.
August 13th.
All right, it's on Wednesday. Good to know. Well, thank you so much for coming in today.
My pleasure.
First of all, those numbers are just absolutely staggering. Talk to us a little bit about what that means for folks here in Michigan and why the need is so great.
Well, it means that when there's a fear or embarrassment about people with a diagnosis of dementia. And so it means that there's a huge amount of isolation for people both living with the disease and also taking care of them. So it means that we need more programming, more education, and more support for the families going through this.
And obviously, we just mentioned the community adult program that you are that we're talking about here today. Tell us a little bit more about that and how that came to fruition.
So we were very lucky that there was a family, Dorothy and Peter Brown, who felt that this was important, and they helped us get started with the Brown Center, which is a dementia-specific adult day program for people with cognitive altering diagnosis, supporting both them and their family care partners. And it's a partnership between Gesher Human Services and Jewish Senior Life. So we have two locations, one in Southfield and one in West Bloomfield, and we provide engagement opportunities, socialization, and cognitive stimulation throughout the day when people are with us.
So where do folks fall in terms of the diagnosis, and then when do you seek help?
So you really should seek help before a diagnosis,
okay,
right? Because a lot of what is done to determine where somebody is in their cognitive decline, nobody really has a baseline for that, right? And we all have different cognitive abilities throughout our lives. So often it's best if you are able to, have your medical follow-ups in advance so that you have a professional on your team that notices when there is decline and that your family can assist. But people are always saying, I don't think we're ready yet. And the truth is, it's never too early to have information. It's never too early to understand what you're going through. And that's why we're bringing Dr. Singer in on Wednesday, because he can really talk about some new testings that are available. A lot of medications were always about treating symptoms, and now there's some great new medications out that may be able to slow progression. And so it's really important that families have this information.
And it sounds like Dr. Singer is just going to bring such a wealth of information. What else can people expect at the event coming up on Wednesday?
Well, we'll be there. We'll be able to give people a tour of the Brown Center so that they can see what it's like, and if their loved one is somebody who may be able to use that service. They'll also be able to meet other people that are either questioning or going through similar situations. I always say that people are in their own boat, but it's the same ocean ride. So it's nice to be able to have other people that can relate to what you're going through. So it's building that community as well.
Yeah, and you mentioned, kind of building that community. I would imagine that support is just so crucial, because an Alzheimer's diagnosis can be just absolutely devastating for so many families.
Absolutely, and people feel alone, right? So it's really important that we do these activities. We're very lucky the Dee Dee and Michael Perlman Caregivers Fund is sponsoring this event on Wednesday evening, and it gives us an opportunity to, number one, to educate families, to give them an opportunity to get information and to ask questions, which then gives them the opportunity to get whatever services they need, but it also gives them the time and place to meet one another and know they're not alone.
Kind of give them a little bit of hope, right?
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for coming in today. Great information. Where can folks go if there's still room to attend the event? It's free, or do you have to register?
It is free. We do prefer that you register, and all you have to do is call 248-661-6390 extension 1 to register. You can also go to our website, brownadultday.org.